Hey guys, how's it going? Kulprit here, and welcome to my second video on the Markaz Monolith Playbook series. So we've got the first MCOMs destroyed. We're moving on. The map's moved open to us. We're moving on to the second stage, which is actually very close to the first stage. To me, honestly, it's one of my least favorite stages of MCOMs in all of Aftermath. Why? Because they're very close. They're able to be like presided over by one position, and that's the monolith with snipers, and the spawns tend to be really close to the MCOMs. It can make a really frustrating experience, but like, you know, the flip of the coin is if you do in fact get it, it makes it very rewarding and makes you feel good as you move on to the next stage. So quickly here, I want to just throw a couple overlays to show you some hot spots and some key points. First, A and B MCOMs are going to be highlighted in red right there, just to show you. I had the user UI off so that you guys can get a better image, so I just wanted to make sure you were aware where they are. One is in a little kind of market building on B, and A is unfortunately right slab in the middle of the monolith with open sight lines from just about everywhere. It can make it very difficult. To that end, as I speak to the monolith and the high-rise balconies up on top of the escalators there, I'm going to highlight in what I call the sniper kill box, and that's going to be in yellow. Yeah, it's big, and truthfully, it goes even bigger than that. This is the area that you just do not want to set foot in for more, unless you have to. I mean, don't go out in this area for a revive. Don't do anything like that. You're pretty much as good as dead in these general areas. If you do have to pass through them very quickly, full sprint. Use cover as best you can. Serpentine, don't go straight lines. Because I guarantee you, up on these balconies above A in the monolith, there's going to be at least 4, 5, 6, 7, depending on how big your server is, guys, just sitting there with sniper rifles trying to pick you off. As much as I hate it, it is a viable tactic on these MCOMs because one guy sitting up there can hold virtually both MCOMs fairly well. I don't know really what DICE was thinking. It seems like every DLC or every couple of maps they throw, the sniper's just a big bone, and it drives me crazy. This is that bone. Specifically, this stage of MCOMs is incredibly difficult in that regard. I just wanted to draw your attention to my left route. I'm going to highlight that in green right here. Little arrows. You guys wanted some arrows. I'm working on them. I'm sorry. It looks like my son drew this arrow. I know. I'm working on ways to do it. The biggest thing hampering me right now is finding good overhead maps. DICE does not supply them. I guess the DLC is so new that user-generated maps are not good. So you can see here, I literally took the little birds and flew up onto the roofs to get these images. They're not perfect. I'm working with what I got, guys. I hope if you've got any tips or ideas, please let me hear it. I hope you can appreciate that. I'm trying to learn as I go and give you guys the best overlays and maps and things like that I can do. So yeah, this is my left route. I'm just showing it because it's sitting here on the map. I will walk you through it like I did in the other video in just a minute. But first, let me show you the first route that I like to try typically right away. And what I'll do is if I'm in this area and let's say I showed you how I like to get this arm, I hold this down. If I'm pushed up right here, a lot of times what I'll do, I gotta bust these open again, I apologize. Oh, no, it's already open. Is I will push this main corridor as fast as I can. Why? Well, sometimes it's worth it to get in there before all the snipers set up. If all the snipers are allowed to set up in this monolith, this beast, you're gonna have a much harder time because they do actually have some cover in here. Unlike the other rooftop buildings where your little bird can kind of clean them up, if they get in there, they get established, they're like pulling ticks, it can be really tough. So to me, sometimes it's worth it if I can just, even if I'm just throwing away a life, if I can just rush in here as fast as I can before anybody gets set up, see if I can just get that little ninja arm off and pop that baby, find some good cover. I tend to like to go over to one of these gravel pits. I like to work this little pillar over here a little bit myself. This little area here is where I usually go to defend because I got a nice cover here. Look, if I post this here, I'm not really getting shot from behind. None of the snipers can really get me. I just got to watch that ledge there. And I can pop out, and I have awesome sightline to the MCOM to pop them off, throw a grenade, whatever the case may be. And that's basically how I would hold this one if I'm able to get that quick ninja, you know, that lightning arm off. That doesn't always happen. To me, it's worth risking a life or two, especially on these nonsense servers that tend to have like 5,000 tickets. It's definitely worth it. I mean, I can't get on the snipers too bad because it is an effective tactic. It is, I mean, it's a really good spot, some of those spots up there. So how do I counter them? Well, I basically, I try to stay out of the monolith for the most part, but if I'm working the right, I come up to this cover here. I'll kind of see if I can't get a couple picks. You usually really can't, but what you might be able to do is suppress them enough that then you can make the run. Now, I don't go out that way. Why? Because you're giving them a nicer, you know, sight angle on you. I typically tend to hug the building this way. I'll run up, and I might even post up here for a minute. Again, checking minimap, just kind of getting a feel, because what I'm trying to do is obviously get in, get on A. I have two choices. I can go around this way and go in that way, or I can go this way. I tend to personally go this way a lot more because I don't feel as though they're looking this way as much. It's not the optimal way to attack, but I like to be able to come in here again, work one of these little pillars, just use them kind of to my advantage. If there's a guy over there, I can get it in my way. I don't have to worry about the guys above me, not right away anyway. This tends to be pretty tough on the arm because as soon as you push up here, obviously you're exposing yourself to, I mean, it's a virtual certainty there'll be guys up here. There always seems to be. Here would be a good spot for smoke. And I know I've told you don't smoke the MCOM, but this might be an occurrence where it would actually work quite well. Smoke right in here, whatever. Just basically you want to kind of negate these guys as well as, I mean, there's definitely going to be guys up in these catwalks. You can count on that. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind there'll be guys up there. Smoke this area, come in, get the MCOM, and that's how I do it. Okay guys, real quick, let's look at the B MCOM and the little building it's in, highlighted in red. The MCOM is actually in the front wall. It's really pretty easy to get to. You do have to blow some of the garage doors to get in, or otherwise there's a door which would be on the far side from you right now. Highlighted in green is the rubble pile that I consider the best power position you can get in. I'm going to walk you through that a little better. Why do I consider that the power position? Because highlighted in yellow, I'm going to show you the enemy spawns. You can see the one that's very, very close, and literally they'll rain down on the MCOM. There's another spawn over by the highway there. They spawn over there in various positions, and they're going to come both down the main road and they're going to come down the back alley. As I'm going to highlight in red now, these are the enemy reinforcement routes. As you can see, they're going to spawn in that little building. They're literally going to jump over the wall, or they're going to run around down the ramp, heading straight to the MCOM building like we all know they do. If you're posted up on this rubble pile on the green, you can easily take these guys out, rack up a lot of kills, keep the enemy from getting to the MCOM, and allow your teammates to get that arm off. Alright, so let's say we're on the left side. I want to go to left route. I just showed you how to go the right side, attacking more primarily A MCOM. This one's going to be a primarily B MCOM. This is a more of a support type of a route. I don't prioritize actually getting the arm on this one. This way I use this more, you'll see, as more of a support. I let my teammates get the arms. I try to hold back the enemy and make it, you know, make them able to do so. Now, again, just like the right route, there's going to be all kinds of clowns up here. I mean, just assume it. Don't look. Don't even try to spot. They're there. I guarantee it. If they're not there, they're climbing the escalators on their way there. So what you're going to do not run through this area. This is a dead man zone. I mean, somebody's going to snipe you off either from the monolith or way back in their spawn overlooking B. I take alternate routes. I use alleys. I use cover as much as possible. I'll push up here. Now, here you're going to watch, obviously, Monolith. You're giving them a very nice, easy sight line. They will be watching this area. I absolutely guarantee that. You also have to watch, here's another long sight line right here. That's good for you, but it's also good for the enemy. Depends what kind of weapon you're using. If you want to maybe try to get an engagement here, you know, use this rubble a little bit to your advantage against the snipers. But don't dilly-dally there too much. Again, here you might be able to get a little cover. You can shield yourself from those snipers, and you can kind of, if they're holding this back area, which they should be if they're defending well, you're going to have to clear a couple guys out here. Now, there's two ways I do this. I try to get out of this open area as quick as possible. Now, if you run here, what you're going to see is there's usually guys holding that corner over there. They're going to see you. They're going to know you're coming, right? So they see you. You break line of sight. You use the building to block you. Make it look like you're coming through here. You can even shoot that if it's there. And I'll break it off and I'll go up here. And now I've got a little bit better, a little bit of surprise. They won't exactly be looking for me here. You've got some cover up here you can use. These boxes tend to be alright. As soon as you get this corner cleared, push it up. This, you'll see, is always where a lot of guys, I don't have my med pack, will post up med packs, ammo, whatever. This is kind of a staging area. And I will literally, what happens here is you'll see a lot of guys, right? Everybody tries to work this corner. And then you gotta put, I can't get back. Yeah, because all your teammates are stacked up here behind you. They push you around. So, again, don't stack on me, bro. What I'll do is I'll use this pillar. You know, you can use as big an angle as you want. You don't have too much fear from behind anymore. So use this pillar to your advantage. And just get away from all the clowns that stack on the wall. It works just as well. And you can kind of close the sight line even quicker, actually. So, like I showed you, their spawn is up here, on this building up here. Roughly on this building. They're up in that courtyard. They literally spawn overlooking B. It's kind of ridiculous, frankly. You're never going to clear it fully, because they spawn right there. They're just going to be continually dropping in. If you clear enough out and you see an opening, I push up. I try to push up to this rubble pile right about in here. And I kind of try to use this little concrete to kind of block me off. You're never going to be fully blocked. Again, those darn snipers. But if I can get up here, and I can obviously drop a med pack, I don't have one on this character right now, right on my feet, so to speak, and just use this rubble pile. Again, I'm trying to use these concrete to shield me as best I can. What you're doing is you're hoping by now that your teammates have gotten up and you've gained control of the monolith. Once you gain control of the monolith, you pretty much gain control of the MCOMs. It's only a matter of time until you've armed them. From here, I can cover here. I can cover anybody coming down that ramp. What you're going to do is, I guarantee you're going to get several guys sniping from up on here. You can control them. You can take them out. You're going to rack up kills, frankly. Now, I would take 320. I would take smoke if I was attacking A, like I said, to negate snipers. From here, I'm taking 320, so I could just pop up here, blow out that wall. And now, well, that wasn't the best one. I probably could have popped the other one. But you get the idea. I would pop this wall out, open it wide open. So again, here I am. I'm watching their spawn. I'm taking guys out as they spawn, as they come down the road. And as well, if I'm shooting them here and there's too many and they get through on me, I can, I can go around over here, get a little different angle. Assuming we control the monolith, now I have a better angle. I can clear that building very simply. If you're here and you're posted up well, and we get the arm, there's no way they should ever get a disarm on you. If you don't die and they get a disarm, I don't know what you're doing. So, like I said, look at it. There's nobody's getting any disarms on you. This, to me, is the ultimate power position on this stage. If you control it, you're going to control this stage, and it's only a matter of time until you get it. Secondary to this spot is obviously the monolith. I don't know if it's actually secondary. It might actually be more, but for my style of play, this is the place I try to hold. This is the place I try to set up, and you can do a lot of damage here. Alright, so we've got the A MCOM armed. Let's just say I'm over in this area. We still have B up. It's viable. That's where the fight's going to be. One thing I wanted to quickly point out to you is one way I like to go. Again, I don't prioritize arming B. I feel like it's more important to cut off their reinforcements because their spawn is so close. It's a good little spot right here just to work from. Be wary. There's going to be action over here. Your goal here is to work this corner. Clear it, obviously. Don't go near the MCOM. Work this corner. This is another power spot for me. Again, they spawn right up here. They're going to be jumping over just like lemmings, like I said. And you have a narrower sightline here, but your goal is to clear that as best you can and get up these stairs. Now, if you look, I guarantee you there's going to be guys standing here. And they're just going to be shooting down on the MCOM. Your job is to keep that clear. If you can keep the guys off that wall, the rest of your team is going to be able to walk right in and get the arm. You can actually get up to the top of these stairs, but you cannot advance very far. See? So if you want to just pop your head, check back here, because they spawn all around up here. They're literally going to be running in a straight line, jump the wall, down onto the BMCOM. Your job here, work the staircase, keep them off there. You're going to get plenty of picks, and you'll be keeping all the reinforcements off. You can fall back to here if you need to heal up, whatever. Again, this is a great spot. This is just like the alternate pile rubble over there. I just feel like the other side has better sight lines, and you can keep your eye on the MCOM at the same time. So there you go, guys. There's my basic attack plan for Stage 2 on Markaz Monolith Rush. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you might have learned a couple things. Maybe next time you play, you'll kind of have these in the back of your head, and you can just kind of go and do them. You don't have to worry about what should I do. You can just execute. That's how I like to play. Hopefully I can pass that on to you guys. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and favorite and retweet it to your friends. All the support really does help me out. And I will talk to you soon, guys. Take care.